Hi there, welcome to Tech Trends with me, Olayemi Oshidende. On this week's show, we first dive into Nigeria's booming AI space, where young innovators are tackling real-world challenges and government-backed initiatives helping to bridge the skill gap. And then, we discuss the power of diversity, mentorship, and how inclusive teams are shaping the future of tech with Tayo Winkole, CEO and founder of Techlytics Africa. She will also be talking about how to ensure diversity is not just a checkbox, but a staple changer for the tech industry. But as always, this is the program that takes you into the world of tech, innovation, and creativity, all through an African lens.
Some people call this artificial intelligence, but the reality is this technology will enhance us. So instead of artificial intelligence, I think it will augment our intelligence.
AI is changing the world, and Nigeria is no exception. The country is positioning itself to take a share of this booming industry, with young innovators leading the charge. But many of them face a major challenge: access to the training and support needed to turn their ideas into reality. In this next report, we'll take you into the world of young innovators who are leveraging AI to solve real-world challenges and the government-backed initiatives stepping in to bridge the skill gap.
Meet Harun Adebakin, one of the young innovators tackling a life-threatening issue: cervical cancer. His AI-powered model, CerviDetect, aims to speed up cervical cancer screening, making early detection more accessible and efficient. In a country where AI adoption in healthcare is still in its early stages, innovations like CerviDetect could help bridge critical gaps in medical diagnostics.
What my solution is actually aiming to tackle is the time that is required for a pathologist to look into pap smear slides. So the pap smear test is actually the standard procedure for cervical cancer screening. And it takes a pathologist on average 5 to 15 minutes to actually screen a patient's pap smears. And so we thought about it. How about we actually use AI to streamline the workflow and make it more efficient? The way CerviDetect works is that the pathologist has to prepare the pap smear slides, but rather than going through observing the microscope through the eyepiece of the microscope, what we do is we just obtain the images. The model has already been trained using a publicly available data set, which is the CPACMed data set. The AI model has already been trained. There are two parts that we've actually taken. One of them is actually using a standard phone camera rather than a CCD camera. So the CCD camera normally is adapted to a microscope, and it's able to obtain they call them photomicrographs directly from the microscope, which are images we can feed into the AI model and get the output of the screening. In essence, we're looking at a procedure that would normally take 5 to 15 minutes for a pathologist, and we're bringing it down to less than 1 minute with AI.
In classrooms, AI is also making a difference. St. Mark Adebayo, through a FICO study buddy, an advanced AI-powered tutor, is helping students like him learn at their own pace, providing interactive, real-time responses. This can also help millions of students across Africa access personalized learning at scale.
FICO bridged the gap in between students getting interactive learning. I found out that I myself and other students have the problem of getting personalized and simpler explanations for certain topics, certain courses. So that was why I built FICO, so that students such as myself will have access to interactive learning platforms where they can get simpler explanations to courses and concepts. And it can also provide them with questions, practice questions that they can use to prepare for their tests and exams.
And as media houses worldwide also look to adopt AI, ChatJournal is helping journalists quickly access historical content and summarize them, allowing those journalists to work more efficiently.
ChatJournal is an AI assistant designed to transform journalism and the way journalists work. ChatJournal combines retrieval and summarization to help journalists quickly access archival content with specific keywords, plus a chatbot that delivers real-time news updates and with context.
From saving lives to improving education and media, AI is proving to be a game changer. But there's a problem. While ideas like this have the potential to drive real change, for many young innovators, building a solution is just the beginning. Computing power, access to data, and even scaling it, those are the real challenges. Take Saeed Aziz, the mind behind Yarn GPT, an AI text-to-speech model designed to speak with a Nigerian accent. It has the potential to bridge the communication gap and make AI more accessible to millions of Nigerians.
Data and computing power. Because training these models require like GPUs, and I don't have access to a GPU. I'm GPU poor, literally. So I trained the model basically on Google Colab. So Google Colab they offer like GPU services. So where you can train the GPU, where you can train your model on a GPU on a cloud, you just have to communicate with the GPU. So that was how I trained the model. And paying for that GPU service cost money. I think I spent about like maximum of $200 of GPU on the whole thing, right? Between $150 to $200. And that money was like, as I was spending the money, I wasn't so happy, because if I had known it would cost me that much, I probably wouldn't have embarked on the project. But because I started something and I would train it, I would be seeing signs of progress. I'll be like, if I train it for longer, it might actually work. So that was how I was paying for GPU. And apart from that, another source of challenge, maybe minor, was like internet data, because I always have to be like active. I remember buying data and I was like, hope I'm not spending too much on data like this. Yes, and also another challenge I can also mention is the fact that access to power, electricity. I had to be going to my dad's office to actually work on the project. At home, there is no too much power. Where I stay is one day on, one day off.
And here is why the AI skills gap matters. The AI industry isn't just growing, it's exploding. According to President's research, the global AI market is projected to hit over $750 billion in 2025 and skyrocket to over $3 trillion by 2034. And right here in Nigeria, Statista projects that our AI market will grow from $1.4 billion in 2025 to $4.64 billion by 2030, a massive 27.16% annual growth rate. But these aren't just numbers. They represent the real economic opportunities AI can bring. The challenge: we need more AI talent to take advantage of this booming industry. But without the right training, investment, and infrastructure, how do young innovators like Harun, Saint Mark, and even Saeed turn their ideas into world-class solutions? That's why Nigeria released its draft national AI strategy in August 2024 with a 3 million Tech Talent Program, 3MTT, the largest tech talent initiative in the world, training young Nigerians in AI, machine learning, and data science, among others.
It's been extremely exciting. You can see the awareness and interest in the average Nigerian to actually be part of the digital economy, but they also understand that they can't be part of it without acquiring the right skill sets that will allow them to be able to participate in it. When we started, it was about building workforce, but the reality of technology is the inspiration that people pick from it as well. So we're now seeing a lot of these people building solutions, and the hope is that as we continue to expose these people to cutting-edge skills, that we also start to sharpen the opportunity that is there for them to find gainful employment, both home and abroad, and also working remotely for great companies.
This is one of the 3MTT learning hubs in Lagos, a space where young innovators are learning to build the next wave of solutions. With the right investment in AI education and digital skill development, young Nigerians are proving that technology can be a powerful tool for social impact, and Nigeria has a chance to lead Africa's AI transformation.
We want to train 3 million Nigerian youths to make sure that they have the right skills to be able to like compete in the global market. And another thing is that one of the ways to like improve the GDP of a country is to become a global talent exporter. And with this talent, we can actually become one, such that they can be able to like compete in the global market, which is something that will also improve the digital economy of Nigeria.
AI's potential goes far beyond Nigeria. PwC estimates AI will contribute $15.7 trillion to the global economy by 2030. That's more than the entire economic output of China and India combined. McKinsey also estimates that AI-driven advancement could increase global GDP by 19%, with developing nations like Nigeria having a chance to capture up to 15% of this growth. So the question is, how far can we go in ensuring that no talent is left behind? Because AI is more than just technology. It's an opportunity for economic growth, job creation, and real social impact. A medical technology is revolutionizing the healthcare system in remote areas of Kenya by using drones to deliver the most essential medications in a matter of minutes. In Kisumu County, Western Kenya, a Zipline Kenya technician loads 8 packages into the drone before sending it soaring into the air. The payloads are tied to parachutes and are dropped to those in need from the sky. The drone travels at a speed of 30 meters per second and bridges the gap normally taken during road transportation.
Our drone is able to travel at a speed of 30 meters per second, and we are able to serve our customers, bridging the gap that we normally take during the road transportation.
One of the most significant impact that Zipline has had is delivering emergency blood. We've been able to save a number of lives, hundreds of lives for mothers with PPH, or even to other circumstances, kids with anemia and other cases which require emergency blood. We've also dealt into the animal sector, where we're working with partners like Cow Tribe and the county governments to provide animal health vaccines. The high-quality vaccines are being provided to even farmers in the most remote areas.
The drone deliveries in Kisumu usually cover medical, consumables, blood, and vaccines for both humans and animals, with hundreds of lives being saved.
2 weeks ago, we had a PPH, and I personally made a request to Zipline. I wanted oxytocin, so I wrote a message like, Sondu is seriously in need of oxytocin immediately, and they responded, and we got the oxytocin immediately. It saved a life. It has really reduced the time that one has to go to the sub-county EPI office to collect vaccines, unlike now we're receiving vaccines at the facility level. So it has reduced that length of time, and now clients are they have trust. They've created trust unto us, like when you go to that facility, you'll get services immediately. You don't wait for that long.
These deliveries are also claimed to take a mere 3 minutes to reach the nearest health facility in Kisumu and only 73 minutes to make it to the farthest.
In this week's interview, Tayo Winkule, CEO and founder of Techlytics Africa, will be sharing her thoughts on key topics surrounding diversity and inclusion in the tech industry. In my conversation with her, we'll discuss the importance of breaking stereotypes, the role of mentorship, the positive impacts of diverse teams on innovation, and much more. Tayo, over the years, conversations have increasingly emphasized the need to break stereotypes and foster inclusivity. But let's start with the basics here. For example, how crucial is the revamping of STEM education in primary schools? Shouldn't we begin to consider this as the foundation when encouraging diversity in the tech field?
Thank you. So I believe it's a very crucial thing to do at the basic level, at the primary level, because this is what basically builds the foundation for people or for young students picking up STEM skills we had wrong impressions of mathematics, science while we were growing up. We had the impression, oh, it's very difficult, we cannot do it. So some of us shied away from it, right? However, as things went on, we realized it was just they were just myths. So I believe that if these were been inculcated and in a friendly manner in our primary school syllabus or curriculum, it would have gone a longer way than where we find ourselves today. So it's high time we included those stuffs in our primary school curriculum. It's very crucial.
And Taya, are there enough female role models in the tech space today, as well as ample mentorship programs to inspire the next generation of women?
Thank you. So for me, I believe we do not have enough women in tech leadership. The problem is split in two places. We do not have enough women, and the few who are there, they are not given the necessary recognition that they really need to do, where the entire nation or the entire world can see that the impact of what they are doing. So there's still a lot more women who are luckily in tech leadership, but they're still living in obscurity. So the visibility is not so there. So even young girls do not know that, oh, this is something they can achieve, because they're basically not seeing a lot more people in that regard. We have enough people or enough women in business, women in fashion, blazing the trail all over Africa, all over the world. But tech leadership, not so much of visibility in that.
Well, how can we then ensure that mentorship becomes a widespread practice?
Thank you. So mentorship, it's not a new word. It's what we've been used to. We've heard it here and there. However, we can do more when it comes to tech leadership or tech mentorship. I understand there are other girls, people in rural areas who do not even have access, who are not even so much aware of where tech is going, the trends that we're seeing, the emerging technologies we're seeing. They do not know, right? So we should be able to at least we should be able to, and we see some fantastic programs for tech mentorship out there, but we need to do more in terms of, we could even leverage technology to do virtual mentorship for these people in rural areas. We could do more by partnering with NGOs and knowing that we're doing it for a greater cause, and we should be able to bring more young girls to the forefront.
But Tayo, what about the impact of having diverse teams when it comes to creativity and innovation? Oftentimes we hear about how women are in the minority in tech teams. For example, in a team of 10, there could be only one or perhaps two females, while the others are male. Can we then quantify the positive effects of having a more diverse mix within tech teams?
Yes, thank you for that question. It's very crucial to evangelize this, because women bring unique perspectives to the team. We bring unique approach to problem solving. I have been on teams where I'm the only woman. In fact, on that team, we just refer to all of us as tech bro. They want to call me, they say bro. And I totally understand, but we bring this unique approach to the team where we're able to solve problems easily. And as we work in tech teams, cross-functional teams, arguments, disagreements are bound to happen. Women were able to bring unique problems or unique problem-solving skills to the table in that regard. So it is very crucial that we have a mix or a balanced mix of diverse teams involving women on tech teams. It's very, very crucial.
Tayo, what's the significance of having more women in leadership roles within tech companies, and what positive influence can this have on workplace dynamics and innovation?
All right, thank you. So the positive effects of having women in tech leadership is enormous. It basically gives a subtle message to that young girl who's aspiring to also come into tech leadership one day, or that young girl who's looking forward to changing the world, right? So once I'm seeing a female figure in the tech space, it's more encouraging for me to pursue my career, to pursue my aspirations, to douse or to kill the self-limiting thoughts that I may have had. So it's a bit more, it's easier for me as a young girl. If I'm a young girl and I see another a woman in tech leadership, it's easier for me to believe more in myself and to pursue everything that I've determined to pursue. So yes, it is very crucial.
Also, how do we ensure that this isn't just a diversity checkbox, but a staple changer for the industry?
Okay, thank you for that. It's necessary that of course, it's not a checkbox, something you have to do, and it's necessary that we realize it's not a checkbox. So, one thing I believe is very crucial. We should promote visibility for female role models in tech. We should promote visibility, recognize women in tech. We've done it for some particular sectors or particular industries in the economy, because whether we like it or not, the IT space is going to contribute a larger percentage than what we even saw in the last quarter of the last year. It's going to contribute a larger percentage to the GDP of the nation. So I believe that whether we like it or not, there are girls out there who are aspiring to come into tech. However, once we're able to promote more visibility, once we're able to promote more involvement of women in tech leadership, these other women or these other youngsters, they'll be able to embrace it in fullness. So I believe that we should put in place more programs or initiatives to encourage and to promote visibility for some more women in tech leadership.
And do we have corporate and governmental policies actively fostering gender equality within, those tech companies?
One thing I know for sure, with tech companies I've worked with is we're continuously driving this inclusion in tech policies. That is, you would find on the average, out of 10 companies, you'll find at least 8 companies who are inclusively or who are consciously improving their policies to say, for every hire, at least we want to be able to balance our gender equality, or we want to be able to balance our gender mix. So for every hire that HR people would have, they would necessarily find you have a target to bring in more women into this space. You have a target to bring in more women into this space. So yes, we have companies that we're well aware, and there are more policies driving that forward as of today. So I'm very, very well sure and aware of that. We have more people, more policies favoring that right now.
Tayo, how do we now initiate and sustain these conversations on the importance of diversity, gender equality, and inclusivity in the tech sector?
Yes, thank you. So I believe it's a conversation that transcends just having conversation. We need more policies to be put in place. We need more support, especially as we have mentioned earlier, especially in the education sector. We need to revamp. At this point, we need to revamp our syllabus, our curriculums at the tertiary level, secondary and primary school level. Let's inculcate emerging technologies into our curriculum. Whether we like it or not, these things are fascinating. They are amazing since the rise of the internet, right? These concepts are fascinating. Emerging technologies in virtual reality, we've seen what artificial intelligence can do. I believe the first thing that would be more sustainable in the long run is to evolve or to inculcate tech-related subjects or tech-related concepts into our curriculum, right from tertiary education, secondary education, and primary school education.
Well, it's been such a pleasure having you join us on Tech Trends. Tayo Winkule, CEO and founder of Techlytics Africa. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Here's where we draw the curtain on the program this week. Thank you for watching. Remember, you can relive this and past editions of the program on the Channels TV YouTube page, and I encourage you to watch, share, and like your favorite episodes. As always, I leave you with this. Technology is not just about the future, it's about the here and now. And Africans are innovating to create impactful solutions for the continent. For Tech Trends, I'm Olayemi Oshidende. I'll see you next time.